Hello teachers, learners, and parents. Sir Jeff po, at your service. Alam nyo ba na meron tayong website na tinatawag na DepEd Commons? Ang DepEd Commons ay binuo upang gawing accessible ang pagtuturo at pag-aaral dito sa ating bansa gamit lamang ang inyong mga smart devices gaya ng cellphones, tablets, at computers. Dito ay maaari nating ma-access ang iba't ibang learning materials mula sa Department of Education. Meron itong mga interactive materials, electronic self-learning modules, at instructional video lessons mula sa DepEd TV na tiyak na makatutulong sa pag-aaral ng mga mag-aaral galing ka man sa public o private school. Walang problema dahil welcome ang lahat dito. Para ito sa mga guro, magulang at mga mag-aaral mula sa kinder hanggang grade 12, alternative learning system o ALS, at pati na rin ang special education. At huwag kang mag-alala dahil kahit walang load ay maaari mong ma-access ang mga learning materials. Tama! Libre ito. Ang kailangan mo lamang gawin ay i-on ang iyong data at buksan lamang ang iyong browser at i-type ang commons.deped.gov.ph. Alam na ba ng iyong mga kasamahang guro o mag-aral ang tungkol sa DepEd Commons? I-share mo na ang video na ito upang matuto rin sila kung paano gagamitin ang DepEd Commons sa mabilis at napakadaling paraan. Muli, ito po si Sir Jeff at kita-kits po tayo sa DepEd Commons. Paalam!
Magandang araw! Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETULay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETULay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng DepEd Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del B. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETULay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Good afternoon, grade 6 learners from different part of the Philippines. Grade 6 learners from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, good afternoon. So as our dear parents, also our guardians, and our beloved teachers as well, who are watching with us here in our Tuesday session in English in ETULay. Okay, so good afternoon and welcome back. Okay, so I am so glad and happy to finally seeing you again. I mean, not really actually seeing you, but being with you this afternoon as we continue learning English 6 lesson. Okay, but before anything else, let's start this with a short prayer. We thank you, Lord, for this very time. Okay, we are asking for your wisdom, for your knowledge to be with us as we study English. This we pray in Jesus' name, Amen. And, okay, let me see kung sino ang ating mga participants this afternoon. Sige, attendance checking muna tayo. Let me. Okay, so, watching from different part of the Philippines, I hope that our English 6 learners are really with us here this afternoon. Okay, as we talked about this 40-minute session in English. Okay, so before anything else, okay, today is just a continuation of our discussion last time. If you were present last Tuesday, okay, then this is just the continuation. I don't know if you can really if you can still remember what did what we really talked about last time. But let me share my screen to you as we continue. Okay? Sharing my screen. Okay, can you see it now, everyone? Okay, so there you go, English class with teacher Jazz, and we are going to continue the sources of information. But this time around, okay, we're going to have more on activities. I mean, answering all of those activities that we have that were left last time. Okay, so sources of information. You already know this one, right? We are really getting information, different sources of information from different sources. And we classified those, I guess, into three. Can you still remember those, grade 6 learners? Because last time around, when I asked you this question, you have told me that, oh, teacher, we're getting our answers from maybe textbook, could it be Google or newspaper, and a lot more. And we have classified that, okay, or those into three. Okay, we have the different sources of information. This is just a brush through, okay, because we're just going to answer our activities. Okay, the remaining activities for sources of information. Okay, so we have the print materials. Okay, print materials consist of all written or printed materials. Can you give me example? Okay, print materials. Okay, so wait a minute. Good afternoon, watching from Nukanan Integrated School, Alabal 1 District, Sarangani Division. Good afternoon. And also watching from Kidapawan City Division. Good afternoon, Sophia Alpha. And, okay, Jan Jeff Solomon Sarmiento. Okay, you're right. Okay, we have this, okay, broadcast print and online. You can still remember it. Good job, Jeff. Okay, and watching from Jen San. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so let's continue with this one. Print materials. Can you give me example of print materials? Newspaper. That's great. Inyala Sikosana. Okay, good afternoon. Watching from Mount Apo National High School, Kidapawan City. Hi, Merly Sebastian. Okay, so we have here printed versions of textbook, workbooks, what else? Reference books, and even magazine or newspaper. Those are all example of printed or print materials. Okay, so the next one is, we have broadcast materials. Broadcast materials, it says here, materials or broadcast materials are resources transmitted to the public or communicated to the public through radio and television. Anyone, can you give me example of broadcast materials? Let's see. Okay, Melanie Madriaga, good afternoon po. I'm watching from Lucena. Hi, Melanie. Okay, so grade 6 learners from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, give me example of broadcast materials. Okay, radio in Yala, Sikosana, that's so great. Okay, watching also George. Hello, George, from Pagudpud Central Elementary School, Ilocos Norte. Okay, public service announcements, daily news, weather forecast, documentaries, and a lot more. Those are all example of broadcast materials. Okay, television, that's right. Okay, Sarmiento, Janjab. Okay, and the last one is online. Okay, online materials. Okay, online materials are learning resources that are made available from the word itself, online. Okay, so this time around, can you give me example of online materials before we proceed to our very activity this afternoon? Sige nga. Hello, Charles, Daniel, Charles, Ilona. Okay, watching from Indang, Cavite. Hi, Tibayan, Maria Cora. Okay, give me now example of online materials. My grade 6 learners, my English warriors. Okay, yes, Inyala Sikosana from internet. Okay, Facebook. All right, what else? Online. Common examples of online resources are what? Okay, blog or vlogs. That's right. Okay, podcast as well. Podcast. What else? Emails, ebooks, and a lot more. We have talked about that last week. Okay, and since you already know what are these three classification of sources of information, right? The print materials, the online materials, and the broadcast materials. I guess and I think that you can really answer the activities that I have prepared for you this afternoon. Okay, so shall we start? Okay, learning task number one. I guess this is going to be just a review for you. Okay, I don't know, but I guess this one is just so easy for you. Let's start with this one. Okay, so in your notebook, notebook, you have to classify the materials as two. Is it print, is it broadcast, or is it online? All right, and you have to use the table that I have provided, okay, here in the next slide. Okay, so there you go. Let's answer this one. Like, one word and then your answer. Okay, let's classify these words as to print, broadcast, or online. Okay, printed magazine. Printed magazine. Oh, hi, Julian Tobias from Bongabon Central School. Good afternoon. Okay, printed magazine. That is for, okay, for print. Okay, good. TV. Okay, TV documentaries. That's for broadcast. Blogs. That is online, right? And oh, TikTok. I believe that you guys are really using TikTok. Okay, yes. Hi, Mark Gabriel De Leon. How watching? Hi, good afternoon. Gabriel, you're from San Lorenzo Ruiz Elementary School. Hi. Okay, so TikTok, this one is definitely what? TikTok. Okay, so online and TV news. How about TV news? That is broadcast. Online journals. Okay, yes. Hello po, watching from Malipampa, San Ildefonso South Division of Bulacan. Hello, Bricks. Arky Gonzalez, good afternoon. Okay, online journals, okay, from the word itself, that's online. Printed dictionary, okay, I'm going to annotate printed dictionary, that is for print, okay. TV movies, that is for broadcast. Okay, yes, that's right. Daniel Ilona printed dictionary, that is for print materials. Okay, radio news, that is for broadcast. And next is website. Okay, watching from Pavia Pilot Elementary School Division of Iloilo. Hi, Erlene Fernandez. Good afternoon. Okay, website, that's definitely for online materials. Okay, next. Fiction. Okay, fiction books. Okay, fiction books, that's for print materials. And ebooks. This one is ebooks. Okay, this is for online materials. And that is just, a warm-up. Okay, warm-up pa lang yun. Okay, so let's have this one, everyone. Okay, learning task number 2. Okay, so this time around, you have really to answer this, okay? All you have to do is for you to read a passage on chemical and physical changes. Chemical and physical changes, then compare and contrast chemical changes and physical changes by arranging the information using the graphic organizer. Okay, the graphic organizer that we're using this afternoon is definitely the Venn diagram. And of course, you have to identify their differences and similarities. And after that, of course, you have to answer this in your notebook. You all ready? Let's get started. There it is. Okay, sabayan niyo ako ha. Let's read this together. Okay, and not just you have to read it. You need to understand, of course, so that you'll be able to answer afterwards. Let's have this. Chemical and physical changes. Any matter can be changed in 2 ways, chemically and physically. Physical changes do not change the makeup or identity of the matter. For example, clay will bend or flatten if squeezed, but it will still be clay. Molding the clay to change the shape is a physical change and does not change the matter's identity. Meanwhile, chemical changes turn the matter into a new kind of matter with different properties. For example, a burnt paper becomes ash and will never be turned back to paper again. Right? Okay, so the difference between them is that physical changes are temporary or only last for a while or for a little while chemical changes are permanent. which means that they are irreversible. Irreversible. Physical and chemical changes both affect the state of matter. Ayan na. Okay, so let's answer this. Okay, so a while ago, I've told you that we're going to use a graphic organizer, specifically the Venn diagram. Because, okay, Venn diagram, this, you know what Venn diagram is, right? Okay, we're using that when we are showing relationship with among things. Okay, the similarities and the differences of things. Okay, so let's have this one. Okay, so there you go. So meron tayo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I have 5 phrases above. Okay, so ano kaya dun yung similarities, okay, differences ng dalawa. Saan yun? Sa chemical change ba o physical change? Let's start the first. The very first is, it affects, okay, affect the state of matter. Okay, affect the state of matter. That is, sige nga po, magtatawag ulit tayo. Affect the state of matter, is that for chemical change? Is that for similarity or for physical change? Okay, Bricks or K. Gonzalez, anong sagot? Affect state of matter. Okay, watching from Kidapawan City Division. Hi, good afternoon, Miguel Oliver Balocos Wamar. Okay, yes, Margie Agle, good afternoon po. Okay, affect state of matter, that is, okay, according to that text that we have read a while ago, that is for what? Okay, similarities. Oh, that's for similarities. Tingnan natin. Okay, similarities. Why? Physical, it says here. Physical, okay, let me highlight that. Physical and chemical changes both, okay, both affect the state of matter. Okay, so that's why our answer, okay, for affect state of matter is for similarities. Okay, you're still watching? Yes, thank you so much for still tuning in, Sarmiento John Jeff from Pangalangan, how do you say it? Pangalangan Elementary School. Okay, and next one, temporary change. Temporary change, is that for chemical, physical, or both? Permanent change? Okay, saan yan? I mean, temporary change muna tayo. Temporary change is for, okay, physical. Okay, because it says here, okay, it says here that, okay, it says here that, okay, physical changes are temporary or only last for a little while. Okay, so that means, okay, so the next one is permanent change. Okay, permanent change, that is for, okay, temporary change, okay, is for physical. Permanent change is for chemical. Okay, and what supports our answer here? It's based from the text. It says there, physical changes are temporary, okay, or only last for a little while chemical changes are really permanent. Okay, next, do not change the properties. Which one is this? Okay, do not change the properties. Let me, okay, Inyala Sikasana, is it chemical change? Do not change the properties. Okay, do not change the properties. That is, okay, chemical. That is a physical change. That is physical, okay, or physical change. And changes, okay, changes the properties. Definitely that is chemical. And why do we say that? Because I guess it's in here. Okay, look at this one. The difference, okay, let's look at this one. Molding the clay to change the shape is a physical change and does not change the matter's identity. Meanwhile, chemical changes turn the matter into a new kind of matter with different properties. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so in here we're able to compare and contrast, okay, two things. Okay, so affect state of matter, that's the similarities, both chemical and physical. Temporary change, that is for physical. Permanent is for chemical and do not change properties, that's for physical. And lastly, changes properties, and that's for chemical. Okay, so good job everyone. Okay, oh, okay, Salvador Francis, hi. Okay, yes, hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, learners from San Lorenzo Ruiz Elementary School Division of Pasig City, Good afternoon. Okay, I'm so happy to be seeing you really this very time. Okay, so let's proceed to the next one. Next is, there it is. You have to complete the statement. Actually, it's not below. On our next slide. Okay, by supplying the missing terms, I am going to provide you options or choices. Okay, do this also in your notebook. Okay, so let's see muna. Inyala, Sikusana. Okay, very good. You kept on answering. So was Bricks R.K. Gonzalez. Okay, yes, hello, grade 6 Aguinaldo from San Lorenzo Ruiz Elementary School. And I believe a lot more sections from San Lorenzo also are watching with us. Okay, so Samantha, Faye, Avendaño, Dinosta, good afternoon as well. Let's go back to this activity, okay? So let's have this. Okay, so these are going to be your options or your choices. So we have TV ad, print, email, textbook, sources, examples, broadcast, and online. Okay, so you're going to get your answer or answers in here. Ready? Do this in your notebook, okay? That's why I have told you before. I mean, actually last week, for you to provide your own English notebook, okay, as we are really answering a lot of activities here in our ETULay session, okay? So, watching from Banawag Elementary School. Hi, Vanessa May Alegre. Okay, and let's have this one now. Okay, there you go. Can you see it? Okay, sige nga. Okay, there are three basic. Basic what? Number one. Ang pagsagot ninyo, lagyan nyo number one and then your answer. Okay? Can you do it? Okay, let's see. There are three basic. What's your answer for number one? Basic what? Okay, basic sources. Okay, basic sources. That's very good. Danielle Charles Ilona. Good job. Okay, sources of information. We have print, broadcast, and online materials. Number two. Okay, number two now. Yes, I got it, Danielle Ilona. Number two. Blank materials consist of. Yes, hi po, Ma'am Jess. Yes, hi. Hello din, Ethan Jefferson Bakay. Okay, number 2 na tayo. Number 2. Very good si Danielle Charles Ilona. Kanina pa ito sagot ng sagot. Okay, so, another learners. Number 2. Anong sagot natin for number 2? Print. Okay, si Ilona again. Oh, Samantha Faye Avendaño Dinosta. Okay, number 2 is print. That's correct. Okay, print materials consist of all written or printed materials. Number 3. Okay, number 3. You're also very good. Ethan Jefferson Bakay, that's print. And also John Jeff Solomon Sarmiento, that's print. Number 3 now. Learners or my English warriors, let's now answer number 3. Blank is an example of a print material. Okay, Danielle Ilona. Who else? Come on. Si Danielle lang ba? Yung nanonood sa atin this afternoon? Come on. Okay, Ethan, that's right. Okay, so number 3, that is textbook. Okay, textbook is actually one of examples. Okay, textbook is an example of a print material. Very good. Bricks, Arky, Danielle, Lona, Ethan, okay, and John Jeff. Okay, textbook. Okay, next, number 4 now. Number 4, blank materials. Meanwhile, our resources transmitted to public through radio and television. What is this? Okay, kawan nga. Number 4. Isulat na number 4 so that I'll know kung saan kayo sumasagot. Number 4. What is it? Samantha Faye Dinosta, that's broadcast. Bricks, broadcast. Ethan, broadcast as well. Danielle, broadcast. Okay, aba, itong apat na ito, laging present Okay, so number 4, that is broadcast materials. John Chuck, Solomon, Sarmiento, you are all correct. Okay, so broadcast materials, okay, meanwhile, our resources, transmitted or communicated to public through radio and television. Number 5 now. Okay, number 5. Okay, blank is an example of broadcast material. What is it? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Ethan. Si Ethan bagay. Si Briggs. O, tama ba ito? Danielle, Briggs, and Ethan. Okay. TV ad. Okay, TV ad. May sasagot pa ba? Okay, because TV ad is correct. Okay, TV ad is an example of broadcast material. How about for number 6? This time around, how about for number 6? Blank materials. On the other hand, are learning resources that are made available, okay, online from the word itself. Number 6, Danielle. Danielle again. Okay, Danielle, from what school are you? Danielle Charles Ilona, from what school are you? Bricks. Ethan Bakay. Online. Okay, so that's all right. Okay, online materials, on the other hand, are learning resources that are made available online. Great. Next, last one. Number 7. Blank is an example of an online material. Number 7 now. Blank is an example of online material. 7, email. Okay, from Bricks, from Danielle, email as well. Who else? Okay, Danielle Alona, Bricks Gonzalez, email. Bakay, that's email, and that's definitely correct. Okay, so email is an example of online material. Okay, so very nice. Okay, we have no learner. Okay, for number 7, Shikaina Sunga. Okay, that's correct. Email. Okay, email for number 7 is an example of online material. This time around, okay, this time around you have to answer this question. But, okay, you don't need to answer what has been posted here, okay, on my PDF or my presentation. You think of yours, okay? You think of yours, your own example maybe. Can you give me one example, okay, of print materials? And your time starts now. Sige, palagay ng sagot niyo dyan sa comment box. Give me example, one example of print materials. Yes, good afternoon, Teresa Genaro Bustillos. Good afternoon too. Print materials, Facebook. Print materials, come on. Give me example of print materials. O huwag nyo nasasagot yung textbook ha, kasi ginamit na natin dito sa ating activity number 3. Books, huwag nyo yung textbook. Nagamit na natin yan dito sa number 2, I guess. Yeah, it's number 2. Another. Oh, very good. Okay, so Samantha Faye, Dinosta newspaper. Great. That's right. What else? Module. Okay, that's great. Bricks are key. Okay, and what else? Magazine. Okay, magazine. John Jeff Solomon Sarmiento. That's right. Okay, so Ethan. Okay, Inyala. Inyala Sikasana newspaper. That's correct. You see? Okay, everyone, I guess, is really listening this afternoon. Okay, those were all example of print materials. Next, still have 5 minutes more. Okay, next is broadcast material. Can you give me example? Or not? Yeah, just example because I'm just only getting one. Okay, of broadcast materials. Go ahead. Dictionary as well for print. That's correct, Danielle. Next one, broadcast materials. Go, drop your answers in there. Actually, in there. Okay, broadcast materials transmitted to the public by or through. Okay, yeah, good afternoon, Jessa Duanas. Okay, radio. Okay, through radio. Okay, maybe radio broadcast. Watching from Kinapawan City Division. Okay, Region 12. Hi, good afternoon. How do you say? Stephanie Grace Akate Alasing. Good afternoon. Okay, TV. Could it be TV ads, TV news, weather forecast? Okay, weather forecast. My favorite ninyo weather forecast. Okay, and actually a lot more, right? Okay, could it be movies? Okay, movies then, pwede yun. O kaya, ano pa? Advertisement, commercials. Okay, commercials. That's for broadcast materials. Last one, but not the least. Online. Go, drop your answers in there. Give me example of online materials. Yeah, DepEd Television, Jovelin, Pialago. Okay, that's 4. Broadcast, that's right. Commercials, that's correct, Daniel Ilona. Okay. Next, okay. Next question na ako ha. Last na. Third. Okay, online materials. Give me example of online material or materials. It's made available from the word itself, online. E-books, you're right. Okay, e-books. That's correct. Okay, Facebook. What else? Okay, Salvador ebooks. Salvador Francis Jr. That's correct. John Jeff. That's right. Okay, bricks. Okay, mobile apps. Mobile apps. Social media. Facebook, John Jeff. That's right. What else? Okay, what else? Web pages. Podcast. May mga favorite kayong YouTuber like that. Okay, mga nag-vlog sila, di ba? Because vlogs, okay, and vlogs are both examples of online material. Messenger, okay, so Messenger, that's also right. Facebook app, that's also correct, Daniel. Okay, and vlog, Salvador Francis, that's right. Okay, so those were just the common examples, okay, of online resources. Okay, well, actually, why we are learning different sources of materials? Why do we have two? Why? Okay, TikTok also, yes, that's right, Ilona. That's correct. Okay, Shikina Zoom app, okay, Google Meet app, all right. Wiki, that's okay. Those were all correct for online materials. Okay, very nice. You're so participative this afternoon. Okay, I'm looking forward the next Tuesday again. Okay, you'll be with us. Okay, with me rather. Okay, so again, why do we have to? Why do we have to have? Why do we need to have different sources of materials? Okay, are you guys really just relying, maybe when your teacher asks you to do a research work or maybe a homework, are you just relying to one source of information? Sa aklat lang ba kayo kumukuha ng information? Kay Mr. Google lang ba kayo kumukuha ng information? Or sa newspaper lang ba? Why do you have yung various sources of information? Okay, sige nga. Oh, but our time is already there. Okay, like so that pag nagbabasa tayo ng iba't ibang sources from different sources of information, yung learning natin na ma-maximize about those sa isang topic, okay, so sa isang bagay, if we are using not just only one source of information, but various or a lot sources of information. Okay, and also through that, ma-identify natin if reliable ba yung pinagkuhanan ng information na yun. Okay, so that's why you really have to consider also the credibility, the reliability of the sources of information. Okay, so the more na nakakagather kayo ng information, the more learning na may makukuha kayo. Okay, the more na ma-understand ninyo yung topic na ibinigay sa inyo, yung pinag-aaralan ninyo. That's the reason why. Okay, since our time is already there, okay, Teacher Jazz has to leave now. Okay, but we will see each other again next week, Tuesday, every 1 p.m. to 1:40 p.m. Okay, here in our English 6th session. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, Bricks, and a lot more students, Samantha, okay, na nag-participate sa atin this afternoon. Okay, so I hope that you had a great time and somewhat you've learned, okay, kahit a little bit, okay, still learning. Okay, and we'll see you back next Tuesday. Bye, everyone. Okay, and see you next week.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETULay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETULay free online tutorial session sa Filipino. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETULay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!
Magandang araw, Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETULay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETULay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICT's Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del P. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETULay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We're back, and now we are on our English 7 lesson. This is Teacher Dre's, and today is Tuesday, and it is the 2 days after we celebrated Love Day. And as for this day, we will again be celebrating a different kind of love. This time, we will know about that as we go on with our lesson. So today, we are going to have, for English 7, linear and non-linear texts. Okay, are you ready? Okay, let us start. First, what's good about this lesson? So we will be starting off with the objectives first. Now, what will we know about this lesson as we go on this afternoon? First, we're going to list the differences between linear and non-linear texts. We will also be knowing about what's the similarities, of course, between these two. Next, we will also be identifying the various types and examples of linear and non-linear texts. Okay, and the third one, we will also be transcoding linear and non-linear texts and vice versa. Now, you might be thinking about these things because I was telling a while ago that we will be cultivating a different kind of love today, and we will be starting off with this one. First is this quote. I want to start with this quote because I think this is a very valuable quote. And this would somehow be our foundation for this afternoon's lesson. Okay, now this is very famous because this is a quote by Dr. Zeus. I know some of you have already heard about it. It is the more that you read, the more things you'll know, the more that you learn, the more places you'll go. Isn't it exciting that with just one book or with just a page of that book, we will be able to go places? That's why it is called the cheapest form of travel. And to think about that, it is also identified as the foundation of all learnings, that we will never know other subjects without knowing or having a mastery of reading. But what is reading, or what is the importance of reading in today's lesson? Let's start off with books. When we talk about reading, the very first thing that would come to your mind would always be books. A lot of times, it is a sad fact that many students nowadays do not really like books or reading books. They want it online, everything online. Still remember when I was still studying, we would be having a tour of different libraries. But now it's really different. You just sit down in one pop, in one click, everything will be coming out. Not standing on that chair is already researching. And yes, in online reading or in online searching, we are also reading. And what about this one? If you want to learn different things, if you want to get updated with what's happening with our environment, you always see or you always read newspapers. You want to know about sports, you want to know about business, you want to know about local or foreign news, you always have to open the pages of a newspaper. And would always be somehow relaxing if you will be able to read also the entertainment page. Although somehow it may also be stressful if you will be reading a lot of bad news. Okay? But that's what life is all about. We have to know even the bad things that are happening around us. We still have to know about this. And we also have to be aware of the different various of learning that these materials would often give us. What about this one? A pie graph, a bar graph, a Venn diagram, or a line graph. If we see these materials, are we also reading? If there are no paragraphs, are we also learning? Most of you might be a little afraid when you see things like these whenever you take periodical exams. Because a lot of times, you might be a little confused what to read, what to understand, what is a question about, where do I find these information in a specific picture or in a specific diagram. And most often, whenever we would answer items in the periodical exams, usually we would miss these questions and we would have wrong answers. Now, this day, I will be your guide in knowing more about this type of learning materials. Okay, so for this one, let us first start. If we are ready, let us begin with a pretest. Now, this pretest will just check if we are prepared for this lesson this afternoon. And we will be checking what do we already know about the lesson that I am going to discuss later. This activity is entitled Emote. Okay? I want everybody to use emoticons or reactions. Now, you will just be identifying the following items, whether it is linear or non-linear. Again, may I repeat that you will be using different emoticons or reactions for your answer. Don't worry, I am monitoring your comments on our Facebook Live. So, whenever you would answer, I want you to use the comment section. Okay, and I will be seeing there if you are answering it correctly and or incorrectly, so we can do something about it. Okay. So if it's a happy face, that's for a linear text. If it's a scared face, which most of you might be having whenever you would see graphs or pictures, it's non-linear. Is everything clear? Can you give a thumbs up on the comment section so I will know if everybody is ready? Thumbs up, please, on the comment section. Okay, let us now start with question number 1. What is this item? It's a newspaper. Okay, it's a newspaper. What type of text is a newspaper? Is it linear or non-linear? Is it a happy face or a scared face? You have 5 seconds to answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is your answer? Please post it on our comment section. Okay, so the correct answer is it's a happy face. Very good. It's a linear text because we can see the text, we can read it, okay, and everything is really there. All we need to know is just understand what this text is all about. Let's proceed with the second one. Okay, this is a bar graph. What do you think? Is it linear or non-linear? Is it a happy face or a sad face? Or I mean a scared face? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Post your answer. The answer is you're correct. It's a scared face because it's non-linear. Next, let's have number 3. Our third item is, wow, those are charts, idea web, a sequence chart, a Venn diagram, and a concept map. Do we have a happy face or a scared face? Is it linear or non-linear? Post your answers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is it's a scared face because there are no text there. So that's why it is called non-linear. Let's proceed with the fourth item. Books. Various books. Is it linear or non-linear? Is it a happy or a scared face? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is your answer? The correct answer is a happy face, of course, because we have texts there that we can read from beginning to the end. So it is linear. Last item, number 5. This is a pictograph. What is it? A happy face or a scared face? Is it linear or non-linear? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Correct answer is, okay, I see some of you are having correct answers, and this is a scared face. Very good, because it is non-linear, because it only shows pictures that would also give us data. Okay, if you got everything correctly, then it's a great job. Tap yourselves, clap your hands, everybody, because you had a great job for our first activity. And what will happen next on the next activities? Now listen, sit back, relax, and listen. And I want everybody to enjoy the lesson that we're going to have for today, because I know you will be learning a lot. Just listen well, understand all the slides and all the things that I will be explaining this afternoon. Now, you are very ready for English 7, linear and non-linear texts. The very first thing that we have to take note of course, is what is linear and non-linear. So these two things are contrasting, of course, but they have similarities also, and they have also differences. Now we are going to discuss this one by one so that everybody can be able to understand each type of text. Let's start off with linear texts. How do we define linear text? Can anybody guess what linear text is? Can you post your answer there on our comment box? Okay. Okay, very good. Now let us have the definition. A linear text refers to traditional text that needs to be read from beginning to end in order to make sense of its content. It follows a sequential reading path where the reader tries to make sense of the text through grammatical arrangement and relationship of words. Now, let us focus on the definition of linear text. It says there that it has to be read from beginning to end. Have you read from end to beginning? Did you do that? Of course, we have to start from beginning to end. And this is why it is called sequential reading path. Because we are following a path or a sequence in a direction, which is from beginning to end. Okay, so that's why it's called sequential reading path. Now, this is very true with linear text. Now, what are the examples of read or linear texts? Okay, so let's try to look at these examples. First, let us have the following. It can be novels. Okay, do you still remember the novels that you have read? I still remember my most favorite novel is The Count of Monte Cristo. I love that story. Now, who is the author again of that novel? Can you please post it there? Anybody who knows The Count of Monte Cristo's author, kindly post it on the comment box. Okay, so there are still a lot of novels that we have that, or maybe you have read also, and some are actually being taught in school. Of course, you know about them, and they are, of course, integrated in different subject areas. And the most famous I know, we have it in Filipino, of course, who will not know Jose Rizal and his two amazing novels. We have Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. Now, this is, or this, both of these books are examples of linear texts. What about poems? Are you fond of reading poems? Are you fond of writing poems? Okay. So it's a very good thing, a very good opportunity to express yourselves. I know the pandemic is giving us a lot of mental stresses. So I believe that the poems are very good. Crafting or writing poems, it's a very good stress reliever. So you can try that out. Okay? For you not to be too mentally stressed, a poem of relaxation is to write your feelings through poems. And if you're very good with music, you can put music there. Okay, you can put a tune there, and you will be able to put or to create a song. So that's being creative, right? Next, we can also have short stories. So, of course, the novels are more complicated than short stories. The short stories are from the word itself. It's shorter, of course. And we would always be having this in our lessons as springboards to our lessons in English or in Filipino, even to other areas. And sometimes we also have this, of course, in literature, okay, which is something that I like. Okay, but what I really like, of course, is mythological stories. The stories about gods and goddesses. So it's very amazing, right? So next, we also have letters. Okay, what type of letters do you know? Can you post them there on our comment box? Okay, we have friendly letters. Okay, business letters also. Okay, that's good. So those are things that we really need to write, and we have to learn writing, of course, because these are part of our lives and it's part of improving our English competencies. And of course, if you're going to write it in Filipino, then it is also improving your Filipino communicative skills, which is, of course, good also as Filipinos. And the last, we also have educational texts. Okay, what are those? We have books, academic books that you use in different learning areas. We have books in math. We also have, of course, educational texts in Araling Panlipunan, in science, and in MAPE, and in other subjects. Okay? All these things are known or examples of linear texts. Okay? And they're very common, of course. Now, let's try to look at the other example of text. We call it non-linear. Now, what is the difference between linear and non-linear? Let's try to find out. Non-linear text, on the other hand, is non-sequential. Okay? This means that the readers not the author, decide how the text is to be read without necessarily following a prescribed pattern. So that gives the difference between linear and nonlinear. Unlike linear, which I have explained a while ago, it is sequential. It's giving us a clue, a path as to how to read it, which is from beginning to end. But this one, since it is non-sequential, when you are given a nonlinear text, the author cannot order you or command you that you should read starting with this data or you should read starting with this information because it's non-sequential. So the readers will now be the one with the authority, okay, to know what to read, when to read it, and how to understand it. Now, what are the different examples for nonlinear? Let's discuss this one by one. Okay, let's have flowcharts. Of course, you do that. In TLE, you do that. Okay? In different subjects, you also do that. Okay? In English, you do that. In doing your summary, in giving the sequence of events, you do the flowcharting. We also have graphs, different types of graphs. We will know about that later. We will discuss it one by one. We also have charts and graphic organizers, of course. Let's have this one by one now for the examples. First, for example number one, we have the line graph. A line graph is a graphical display of data that continuously changes over a specific amount or period of time. The line or lines represent movement and may ascend or descend depending on the trend they show. Now, I will be giving a specific example for the line graph. You look at the following slide. Now, what we have here is the unemployment rate from 1999 to 2020 for the Philippines. And our source here is from the World Bank. Now, this is an example of a line graph. Now, let us try to check what is the unemployment rate in 2015. What do you think is the answer? What is the unemployment rate in 2015? Okay, you have there the years there at the bottom part of the line graph. Okay, and there are the percentage of unemployment rate. Okay, so we have the answer is 3.07%. Okay, that is for 2015. Very good. Now let's move on to our next example. The second one is a bar graph. You see there are bars there for our sample number 2. It is also known as a bar chart or a bar diagram. A bar graph is a graphical representation of data that uses bars to compare data according to given categories. Now, these bars may run either vertically or horizontally. Okay. Let's have another specific example for this. Now, we have here from the Philippine Statistic Authority, we have the survey on overseas Filipino. This is figure 3. Distribution of OFWs by age group and sex. Okay, let's try to check whether we understand this bar graph. What age do you think got the highest distribution of OFWs for males? Okay, what got the highest distribution of OFWs for males? What would that age be? That would be, okay, yes, that would be 45 and over. Okay, very good. What about the age for females that got almost only around 10%? Almost 10%. That would be what age for females? Okay, very good. That would be 15 to 24 years old for females. So you understood the bar graph. That's a good thing. Next, let's proceed to the third sample. Now, this is a pie graph. So as you can see at the example, it really looks like a pie. So imagine if that is pizza, who do you think would want the biggest slice, which is the pink area? Okay. So a pie chart or pie graph is a circular statistical tool. It uses portions or slices to represent numerical proportions or percentages of a given whole. Now we have this example distribution of OFWs by place of work that was given around 2017. Our source is still the Philippine Statistics Authority. Okay, now the question here is for figure 4, which country do you think got the lowest percentage in terms of distribution of OFWs by place of work? What would be your answer? The lowest percentage in terms of distribution of work. Okay, that would be what color? Okay, that would be what country? Okay, we have Africa with 1.1%. So this is how you would understand or how you would read a pie graph. Okay, we just have to look at the data, the sizes, of course, the direction as to the data is also pertaining. That would be the things that we have to consider. Next one. Example number 4 is a Venn diagram. Okay, what is a Venn diagram? A Venn diagram uses overlapping shapes, usually circles, to show or represent the similarities and differences between two or more items or concepts. Let's have this example for a Venn diagram. If you watched the English tutorial a while ago before my live, that would be, they have also an activity about Venn diagram. So they use this activity. Let's have one example for this. Now this is an example of a Venn diagram that shows similarities and differences of a tomato to an apple. Okay, those of the outer circles, we have for tomato, we have red flesh, mushy and savory, and then for the apple side, we have white flesh, firm and sweet. Those are the differences between tomato and apple. Now, what about in the middle? In the middle, they have fruit, round and smooth skinned. These are the similarities. Okay, let's try. If we already know this, now let us check how well you know non-linear text. Let's have an activity. Please get ready. Okay. Before that, let us first have some greetings here from 6 Aguinaldo, San Lorenzo Ruiz Elementary School. We have Princess Cirile Uy. Hi, good afternoon, Princess. Okay, let's now have activity 2. Identify what is being described by each definition under column A. We have to choose from the options provided under column B. Now, this is what we are going to do. I'm going to flash column A one by one, so you won't be confused with the number of, with the items. But column B will always remain there on the screen, so you will be guided as to the choices that you will make. Again, I am giving you 5 seconds only to answer this. Okay? Please write your answers on a piece of paper, on your notebook perhaps, and we will check this as we go on with our activity. Are you ready? Let's start with activity 2. Good luck, everyone. For column B, these are the choices. A, bar graph. B, line graph. C, pie chart or pie graph. D, a Venn diagram. And letter E, a concept diagram. For number 1, let us have these items. Number 1, it is a diagram that shows suggested relationships between concepts, typically represents ideas and information as boxes and circles, and uses lines to show the relationship between them. What is the letter of your answer? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is, your answer is letter B, then you are correct. Come on, check your answer. That's a good start. Next, let's have number 2. Still the same choices. Number 2, it's a visual depiction of similarities and differences between two or more different items. Start answering. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Correct answer is D, a Venn diagram. That's correct. Let's proceed with number 3. It's a visual tool that uses bars to compare data among categories. The correct answer, write it, I mean, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is A. It's a bar graph. Very good. Let's have the next one. Number 4. It's a circular statistical graphic divided into slices to illustrate numerical proportion. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer for number 4 is letter C. It's a pie chart. Very good. Now we have only one left. Okay, let's have number 5. It's a graphical display of information that continuously changes over time. What is this? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The correct answer is letter B. Okay, if you got everything correctly, then that's a big, big check for you. Good job, people. You're doing it great. Okay, let's have some more greetings here. We have teachers and students from Mangaan High School. Hi, happy watching and happy learning. Okay, now what is the next question? How will I change linear now to non-linear text? If I already understood everything, how will I change it from one form to another? Now, this is what we call transcoding linear to nonlinear text and vice versa. Now, transforming something from one form to another, that's the meaning of transcoding. And one must first be able to fully understand what the source text is about. And of course, in this way, deciding on the proper text type to be used in the transcoding process will be easier. Now, we have to follow steps, of course, in doing this. Let me guide you through the steps of transcoding linear to nonlinear texts and vice versa. First, you have to read and understand the source text to get its main or central ideas. Read and understand first. Next, extract important details to be included in the visual presentation. Of course, you will only look for significant details. Next, remember to use words or phrases only. That will make it simpler and easier to understand. And then for you to be organized, you classify information into categories. And then the last one, you have to make sure to use the appropriate and nonlinear text in presenting your information. Those are the steps that will guide you in transcoding or transforming linear to nonlinear text and vice versa. Let's now try those guides for our activity 3. I want you to transcode the following information into an appropriate non-linear text, okay, or non-linear representation. We will be having sharks and whales for this. Please listen and read along with me. Sharks and whales are classic examples of two different animals revealing similar traits in the same environment. One of the similarities of these two marine animals is their habitat. They both live in the vast range of depth of their environment. They also have the same fin structure. They only have single tail for propulsion, and because they are both large aquatic animals, they both consume large volume of food. Sharks hunt for their food, while whales do not have this hunting tendency. Another difference of sharks to whales is their class. Whales are mammals, while sharks are fish, but they both live in the ocean. Also, whales have bones while sharks only have cartilages. Now, I want you to have one nonlinear representation for this paragraph. Of course, that would be none other than a Venn diagram. 1 minute to work on this text. Come on, you can now start um, doing your Venn diagram. This is an easy activity, so I know you will be doing a very great thing. A few more seconds. Okay, let us now check. If your answers are the same with those things that I'll be showing here on our slides, then please check your answers. Let us start with the sharks. They hunt for food. They are categorized as fish and they have cartilages. How about on the other side, we have the whales. They don't hunt for food, so it's different from the sharks. They are categorized as mammals and they have bones and not cartilages. How about in the middle? Let us check their similarities. They both live in the ocean, of course. They have the same fin structure. They have single tail, both of them. And they're both large and they consume large food. Now, this is what we did. We transcoded linear, which is the paragraph, to a nonlinear, which is a Venn diagram. That's very good, people. Now, let's move on to the last thing, and I would like to congratulate everyone for doing a good job. Now, don't forget the following things. A linear text is read from beginning to end. Don't forget about that it is following a sequential reading path. And a nonlinear text is the opposite of this. It is non-sequential, and it can be read without necessarily following a prescribed pattern. Okay. So what's good with our lesson now? We were able to remember the following things. Learning linear and non-linear texts enhances the student's performance in reading. These types of texts enable the readers to identify the interconnectedness of ideas read. Okay, so don't forget about that. Okay. Now, for my the last few slides that I have, I want everybody, of course, to never forget to cultivate the love for reading. This is the love that I'm asking you to develop. And it's something that you only not celebrate on February 15th. It's an everyday love. Okay? And never, ever stop falling in love with reading. Okay? And for inquiries regarding the lesson, you may reach me at the following email addresses. It's drazel.sexton@deped.gov.ph. And for my personal email, you can contact me at sextondraze@gmail.com. I will be gladly reading your messages and answering your queries. Okay? And with that, I would like to say thank you so much, guys. I hope you learned a lot from this lesson. See you in our next lessons. Bye!
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETULay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula alauna ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETULay free online tutorial session sa Filipino. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETULay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!
Magandang araw, Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETULay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETULay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICTS Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del B. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETULay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
So I am Teacher Res. And I will be your English tutor for today. For those who don't know me, I will be your weekly English tutor, English 8 tutor every Tuesday. That is every 2:20 p.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. Okay, so before we proceed to our today's discussion or session, let me just give you some reminders. Okay, first, we are live on different FB pages such as DepEd TV, DepEd Tayo, DepEd Edtech Unit, and DepEd Philippines. Second, if you have any questions or answers to my questions, you can simply type your comments and answers on the comment box below. Okay. Third, if you want to learn and have fun learning with your friends, you can simply share this stream. And last, I keep on reminding this, we are using Taglish or Tagalog and English in our class because we aim to make our discussions comprehensible for all. Okay, so forgive me kung kailangan ko magsalita ng Tagalog every now and then. Okay, so let me share my screen with you. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now. So while waiting for my screen, babati muna po ako. Ayan, so marami po tayong nanonood. Katulad ni Ashley Nicole Bueno, Rolf Cedric San Juan, and Chriselle Joy Tolosa. Okay, so we are already on the 7th week of our English 8 tutorial. Okay, so English 8 po ang ating pag-aaralan every Tuesday, that is 2:40 p.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. So kung marami po tayong gusto matutunan regarding the English language, anything about English language, especially sa grade level 8, okay, you can just tune in every Tuesday, that's 2:20 p.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. So what do we need to prepare for our today's discussion? First, we have to prepare our self-learning modules, okay? So again, for those who don't know yet, we are using the pivot module from Calabarzon, okay? If you don't have it, you can download it from DepEd Commons, LRMDS site of DepEd. Okay, but if you don't have it, again, you can just look at my presentation and you will be guided. Okay, of course, also we have to prepare our pen and paper for note taking. Okay, now, what do we have to learn in today's lesson? Okay, in this lesson, you are expected to recognize positive and negative messages conveyed in a text. So let's have the review first. for this, we were not able to discuss it last week. Pero it's very easy naman because you've been studying about it since elementary, okay? And I'm very sure that you will be able to answer the following questions, okay? All you have to do is to identify whether the statements compare or contrast ideas. So it's very easy. When we compare, we give similarities. When we contrast, we give differences, okay? So number one, Ella had her hair done in style similar to mine, okay? So does the statement compare or contrast ideas? Okay, you can write your answer in the comment box below. Okay, does this statement compare or contrast ideas? Okay, so correct answer is compare. Okay, we are comparing the hairstyle or the hairstyle of the two characters here. Okay, next, number two. He got an A in math and he's doing well in other classes too. Okay, do we compare or contrast ideas here? Write your answer on our comment box. Okay, do we compare or contrast ideas? So good afternoon po, Ma'am Linda Rosete Domingo Layo. Wow, okay, from Carson Elementary School. Hello po sa mga taga Carson Elementary School. Okay, so do we compare or contrast ideas here? Okay, so good job. We are comparing ideas. Okay, now next. I am 5 feet tall while my brother is 6 feet. Okay, so do we compare or contrast ideas here? Can write your answer on our comment box below. Okay, do we compare or contrast? Okay, so we are contrasting ideas, okay, because we are looking at their differences. So good job, everyone. So now we are already in the first part of our today's discussion. All you have to do is to identify the emotion or attitude being expressed or shown by the student in the dialogue. Okay, so let's start. First, dialogue. The teacher says you made an A on the test. Okay, the student says, wow, that's incredible news. What do you think is the emotion that is being expressed by the student here? What do you think is the emotion being expressed in this dialogue? Okay. So hi po, Marina Tadlosa, and also to to Lani L. Maya. Okay, hello po. So again, what do you think is the emotion being shown here? Okay, that's right. We are showing happy or happiness or joyful in this dialogue. Okay, good job. Next, the second dialogue, the teacher says, you made an A on the test. Okay, the student replies, really? I did? Okay, so what do you think is the emotion being expressed in this dialogue? Okay, hi everyone. Okay, you can write your answers on our comment box. Okay, that's right. In this dialogue, we express or the student expressed doubtfulness. Okay, doubt. Okay, in the statement coming from the teacher. Okay. Next, number 3. The teacher says you made an A on the test, and the student answers, "Of course, I knew it." Okay, so what do you think is the emotion being expressed here in this dialogue? Okay, so while waiting for your answers, babatiin lang po natin si Ma'am Crishel Joy Tolosa. Okay, from San Lorenzo Ruiz Elementary School. Hello po. Okay, so what do you think is the emotion being shown here in this dialogue? Okay, so that's right. The student here is kind of proud or boastful. Okay, so good job, everyone. So now we were able to identify the emotion or attitude embedded in the dialogue. Okay, so we got happy and thankful in the first dialogue, doubtful and skeptical in the second dialogue, and proud and sarcastic in the third dialogue. Okay, so those emotions or attitudes being shown or expressed in the text are what we call tone. Okay, so what is tone? That will be our discussion for today. So tone refers to the emotion or attitude that the writer embeds in writing. Okay, so pag tayo po ay nagbabasa, di ba parang sinabi ko din before sa ating previous discussion? Yes, well, thank you for your answer, Chriselle Joy Tolosa. Yes. So di ba katulad na sinabi natin before, na may mga pagkakataon na we can easily get the emotion being expressed by the speaker dahil personal natin sila nakakausap. In writing, we can also do that. We can actually get the emotion being expressed by the writer. And that emotion is what we call tone. Okay? Again, ang tone ay ang tono o damdamin ng nagsusulat o may akda. Okay? Now, message. Writers use tone words to establish a message. It may be positive or negative message. So pag nalaman na po natin yung tone or yung damdamin ng may akda, it is easier for us now to know the message that they want to convey, that they want to share to the readers or to the listeners. Okay? So ano po ba yung mga tone words, ma'am? So we have two different tone words. Okay, we have positive tone words and negative tone words. So depende po sa kung anong klaseng salita yung mga ginagamit natin, kung ano yung makukuhang mensahe ng ating mga tagapakinig o ng ating mga mambabasa. Okay, either positive or negative. Okay, so ano po ba klase ng mga salita ang kailangan kong ibigay, ma'am, kung gusto ko na mag-share ng positive message? Okay, so pag positive message po, kailangan na ating mga tone words or words na ginagamit ay benevolent, sympathetic, tolerant, generous, caring, candid, truthful, grateful, positive, formal, factual, and respectful. Those are the positive tone words. Yun yung mga kind of words that we have to share when we give positive messages. Okay? Now, kapag naman po ito yung mga salita, mga klase ng salita na ginamit natin, 100% probability is that makukuha ng ating mga listener or reader ay negative message. And what are those words? We have negative tone words such as aggressive, forceful, argumentative, annoying, offensive, threatening, arrogant, vain, apathetic, hurtful, and disrespectful. Okay? So to cut it short, kung gusto ko ng positive na message na ibibigay sa aking mga readers o sa aking mga listeners, what kind of tone words would I use? Respectful words. Okay? And kapag naman po ako ay galit or gusto kong mean ko talaga na maka-hurt ng tao, I would use disrespectful tone words. Okay? So those are the two kinds of tone words. Okay? So, ayun, hi po, Roberto III Jardeliza from Santa Lourdes Elementary School, Palawan. Hello po sa mga taga Palawan. And to Zen Aklan, okay, from Mandahan High School. Hello po. Now, how can we make our messages either positive or negative? Ma'am, paano naman kung iisa lang naman yung gusto kong sabihin, but I'd like it to sound either positive or negative? I will show you how. Okay, for example, in this dialogue, or in this example, there are two students or two characters. The first one says, doing the indicated task in the module is a challenge. Okay, while the second one says, doing the indicated task in the module is difficult. Okay, now, if you were a student that would do the same task, yung ginagawa nila, tas gagawin mo din, which of the two statements would you prefer to hear? Ano yung mas gusto mong pakinggan? Okay? The first one or the second statement? Okay, good. I bet we have the same answer. We would like to hear the first statement, diba? Because it's more encouraging. It is more motivating. Because, class, the tone that we use in the first statement is positive tone, okay? We use the word challenge to make the message positive. While on the other hand, on the other statement, we use a negative tone. That's why the message that we heard or the message that we got is negative also. Okay, so now let's try if you can distinguish the positive and negative tone. Okay, number one, Alex prefers to buy in the public market because she is economical. Okay, the second statement says Alex prefers to buy in the public market because she is cheap. Okay, so what do you think has the positive message and what do you think has the negative message? Okay, you can write your answers on our comment box. Okay, good afternoon po, Ma'am Angel Pansakula. Hello po. Okay, so which do you think between the two statements there shows positive message? The first one or the second one? Okay, wow, that's right. Okay, so the one that shows positive message is the first one. Alex prefers to buy in the public market because she is economical. Okay, and the statement that shows negative message is this. Alex prefers to buy in the public market because she is cheap. Okay, so if you don't want to offend anyone or someone, we can use economical instead of cheap. Okay, next. First statement says, my cousin always asks questions. He is a nosy child. Okay, while the second statement says, my cousin always asks questions. He is curious in everything. Okay, so which do you think shows or expresses positive message? The first one or the second one? Okay, yes, thank you so much, Chriselle Joy Tolosa. Okay, so in these examples, in these statements, which do you think shows positive message? Okay. Wow, that's right. Okay, so the one that shows positive message is this. My cousin always asks questions. He is curious in everything. And the one that shows negative message is this. My cousin always asks questions. He is a nosy child. Okay, so again, if we don't want to offend anyone or someone, we can use the word yes. Thank you, Angel and Chriselle. Okay, we can use curious instead of nosy. Okay, that's right. Now that we're done with our discussions, just to know more or just to test if we understand clearly what we're discussing here, okay, I'm giving you some tasks. Okay, so I'll just repeat. We have to use these kind of words, positive tone words, if we want to give or to relay positive messages. Okay, and we will use these. And if we use these kind of words or tone words, we will be giving negative messages. Okay, so for our task, number one, okay, determine whether the statement or text has a positive or negative message. Okay, the bags that my best friend bought was extravagant. Okay, does it show positive or negative message? Okay, the bags that my best friend bought was extravagant. Okay, so do you think the one that gave the statement used positive tone words or negative tone words? Okay, you can write your answer in our comment box. Okay, wow, very good. Angel Pansakula, that's right. The extravagant is a negative tone word. So therefore, the message is negative. Okay, good job. That's great. Okay, next. The temperature of water in this pool is refreshing. Okay, so does it show positive or negative tone words? Yes, word extravagant. Okay, thank you, Rafi Duran Kines. Okay, thank you. Yes, I was not able to see that. Okay, this is actually my second slide. Thank you, anyway, for reminding me. Okay, so now for the second one, the temperature of water in this pool is refreshing. So does it show positive or negative tone word? Does it give positive or negative message? Okay, so wow, thank you so much, Bianca Juris and Angel Tansakula. This statement shows positive message. Okay, good job. Next, Dave gave a very reasonable excuse for not turning in his assignment. Okay, so does it show positive or negative message? Okay, so again, I'd like to thank Rafi. Thank you so much for reminding me. Okay. So again, Dave gave a very reasonable excuse for not turning in his assignment. Okay, so is it positive or negative? Does it show positive or negative message? Okay, so thank you so much, Crystal, Joy, Bianca, and Angel. The correct answer is positive. Okay, that shows positive message. Okay. Next, number 4. She is a nerd since she just likes to study all the time. Okay. Again, she is a nerd since she just likes to study all the time. So does it show positive or negative message? Okay. You're already in the number 4. Okay. So number 4, yes, that's right, Michelle, Angel, and Bianca. The answer is negative. Okay, nerd is negative. Okay, next. Rebecca was so chatty that we slept very late last night. Okay, so does it show positive or negative message? Chatty. 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 Does it show positive or negative message? Okay, number 5, yes. Okay, very good, Angel Michelle. Wow, I have my top students already. Okay, and Ruby, okay, the correct answer is negative. Okay, chatty is kind of off or negative for someone to hear. Okay, good job, everyone. So now we are down to the next task, or the second task. Okay, all you have to do is to complete each sentence by inserting word with positive connotation. Okay. Okay, yes, thank you so much. Good job. Number 1, Jessica has a blank sense of style. Okay, should we use weird or unique? To make this statement positive, okay, should we use weird, the word weird or unique? Okay, so good job, Chriselle and Bianca again, and Angel. Yes, thank you so much to the 3 of you. The correct answer is unique. Okay, Jessica has a unique sense of style. Okay, unique is a positive tone word that we could use if you want to relay positive message. Okay, that's right, because weird can have a negative connotation for some people. Okay, good job. Next, for the second one. Our new classmate is a bit antisocial or quiet. Our new classmate is a bit antisocial or quiet. Which do you think should we use to make this statement positive? Antisocial or quiet? Yes, okay, that's right, Bianca, Chriselle, and Angel, thank you so much. The answer is quiet. Okay, so if we want to make this message positive, we have to use a positive tone word, which is quiet, because antisocial can be or can have a negative connotation. Okay, next. My parents always ask me thoughtful, annoying questions about my life. Okay. So which do you think should we use? Thoughtful or annoying? Okay, so again, if you want to make this positive, if you want to give a positive message, okay, which do you think should we use? Thoughtful or annoying? My parents always ask, okay, me blank questions about my life. If you want to make this positive, which do you think between the two should we use? Thoughtful or annoying? Okay, wow, great job. Okay, thank you so much, Bianca, Chriselle, and Angel. That's right. The answer is thoughtful. We have to use the word thoughtful to make the message positive. Okay, my parents always ask me thoughtful questions about my life because annoying obviously shows or implies negative connotation. Okay, and last one. My niece became so blank when I told her about the zoo. Okay, so should we use excited or hyperactive? Excited or hyperactive? To make this statement positive, which do you think between the two should we use? Excited or hyperactive? Okay, let's wait for others. Yes, I'm getting correct answers now. So, okay, good job, Chriselle, Angel, and Bianca again. Okay, so our answer here should be excited. Okay, so my niece became so excited when I told her about the zoo. Okay, so instead of using hyperactive, we use excited to make the sentence or the thought or the idea positive. Okay, great job, everyone. So, we have one last statement, okay? I bought this dress because it is blank, okay? I bought this dress because it is blank, okay? So, to make this statement positive, should we use the word cheap or inexpensive? Okay, that's right. So, for this one, I bought this dress because it is blank. Should we use the word cheap or inexpensive? Okay, so wow, we got answers from Chriselle, Angel, Bianca, and Judaline Bartolome. Hello, Judaline. Okay, so the right answer is inexpensive. Okay, so I bought this dress because it is inexpensive. Okay, so instead of using cheap, we use inexpensive to make the thought or to make the message positive. So again, we have different kind of tone words, positive and negative tone words. And depending on the tone word, kung ano yung klase ng message na may papasa natin, kung positibo ba o negatibo. Okay? So for the summary of our lesson, that was quick, no? Sige, elaborate na lang natin during the summary. Okay? So we just have to fill in the correct words to complete the thought or this paragraph. Okay. For our summary, we have to summarize the lesson by filling in the blanks, the correct words to use to complete the thought. Okay. So let me read. Tone refers to the blank or blank that writers embed in writing. By using blank, we can send either blank or blank messages to our readers or listeners. Okay, so I'm giving you 1 minute to answer this. You just have to fill in the correct words. Okay, so while waiting for your answers, let me just greet my very attentive students, Judaline Bartolome, Bianca Juris, Angel Pansakula, and Chriselle Joy Tolosa. I hope you could share with me what school are you from, para mabati ko rin yung mga schoolmates and teachers niyo. Okay? So, 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I hope you got the correct answer. So these are the correct answers. Tone refers to the emotion or attitude that writers embed in writing. By using tone words, we can send either positive or negative messages to our readers or listeners. So again, ang tone po ay may kinalaman sa damdamin na nakukuha natin kapag po tayo ay nagbabasa ng isang aklat o isang babasahin. Okay? Tone or tono ang tawag sa damdamin na iyon. And we have what we call tone words. Ito naman yung mga salita. Klase ng salita na ginagamit natin to make our statements or to make the statements negative, either negative or positive. Okay? So, Positive tone words are words that are respectful, that are factual, or that are nice or kind words, okay? Negative tone words naman are the words that are disrespectful, harsh, and threatening. Okay. Now, before I end, yes, wow, congratulations, Angel Pansakula. You got the correct answer. Sige, i-flash ko muna dito so that you could share if your answers are correct. Okay. So again, do not forget, tone refers to the emotion or attitude that writers embed in writing. Okay, by using tone words, we can send either positive or negative messages to our readers or listeners. Okay, so Angel already got the correct answers. Bianca, Judeline, and Chriselle, I think they are still answering. So mga anak, we can just be able to proceed to our next slide. You can just simply screenshot this para meron kayong reference, okay? So thank you so much. Now, before I end this or my discussion, okay, I just want to give you, wow, very good, Chriselle Joy Tolosa. Ma'am, perfect po ako lahat. Congratulations, Chriselle Joy. And I hope si Angel, Judeline, and Bianca ay perfect then, okay? So before I end my presentation for today, I just want to give you some reminder or some thought to ponder, okay? So everyone has a battle we know nothing about. Always choose to share positivity, okay? So marami po tayong mga pinagdadaanan ngayon, especially in the time of pandemic, and everyone is going through something, okay? So just choose to be nice and to be positive, diba? Piliin natin na maging mabait, piliin natin na ngumiti sa mga taong na-encounter natin dahil baka sa pagngiti natin ay makatulong tayo sa pagdaan ng kanilang daladala. And one way to share positivity is to choose the positive tone words in creating our statements, okay? Do not forget that. Okay, so with that, thank you so much. We gained victory by learning about the tone or tone words. So again, thank you so much and God bless you. Okay, thank you.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETULay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETULay free online tutorial session sa Filipino. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETULay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!
Magandang araw, Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETULay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETULay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICTS Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Alain Del B. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETULay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Hello sir, nakamute po.
English 9, 3 to 3:40 p.m. I'm your tutor Jess for this subject, and for this day we'll be tackling about in relation to our topic last meeting. Are you na excited, student? Excited na ba ang lahat? All right, let's start. All right, for the review, this is the image of a hero killing a monster. All right, I will be describing that person and you will be describing who is this person. All right? So, tingnan natin kung makuha ninyo kung sino itong tao na ito. The protagonist, a Gitish hero who fights the monster Grendel, Grendel's mother, and a fire-breathing dragon. Kinsa siya? This is an epic story. Okay, anyone? Anybody? You can comment down. Okay, kung sino ito. Okay, pakilala niyo yung sarili niyo and then you add with the school kung saan kayo ngayon. Right? Nag-aaral, students. All right, so who is this? This is Beowulf. Okay, congratulations. Okay, so Beowulf, a warrior, comes help Blanc, whose kingdom is being terrorized. Okay, a warrior comes help. Kinsa? Kinsa kaya ang gitabangan ni Beowulf? Yes, so let's start. All right. King Hrothgar, whose kingdom is terrorized by. Oh, sino ang nag-terrorized? Okay, any comments? Okay, good afternoon from Los Baños National High School, Batong Malake, Laguna. Angel Pansukula. Thank you so much for watching. All right, sino? Okay, that is Grendel. Okay, a monster. Okay, Beowulf killed Grendel and then slays Grendel's vengeful mother. After so many years, when a Blanc begins to pose a threat to Kingdom Gitland, kinsa? Sino ito? Okay, we have Dragon and his servant Wiglaf succeed in slaying but Beowulf died because of the dragon's poisonous bite. Congratulations, students! Good job if you got all the answers right. So, salamat sa mga sumagot dyan ng kanilang module. So, ginagamit natin ang module from Calabarzon, Pibot. Okay. Thank you so much. Now, the question is, what would you tell to our medical frontliners this health crisis outbreak? Okay, why is it in relation to our topic about the life of Beowulf? And this is timely and relevant. Okay? So makarelate tayo ngayon kasi pandemic ngayon. Okay. What would you tell? Ano masasabi nyo to the medical frontliners this health crisis outbreak? Okay, anong masasabi nyo sa mga frontliners natin? Meron tayong frontliners. Example, we have the nurses, doctors, soldiers, we have also teachers, we have also sino pa yan? Mga government officials, yung ministers. So sila yung mga frontliners natin, right? So we have this a study or an article, no? We are not the virus. So an article that health workers speak to UNICEF about their struggles by Jacques Simino, May 19, 2020. Okay, so according to the article, so gikan ni siya sa article, no? Galing ito sa article sa speaking to the UNICEF, okay, when the COVID-19 pandemic hit the Philippines in early March, people looking for answers. Okay, so why is it, no? Why is it the title, We Are Not Virus? Okay. So, in a country that has faced disease outbreaks, so the sight of doctors and nurses aiding the sick is comforting to many. So, meaning to say, di ba, ngayon, nandito tayo sa pandemic, COVID. Now, ang tanaw sa mga tao, yes, yung mga doctors natin, yung mga frontliners, just like nurses, they're heroes. But what they are voicing out, no, for this article, no? So tingnan natin. It came as a surprise when some people started to turn against frontline health workers shortly after the lockdown in mid-March. So why is it yung mga tao, yung ibang tao, no, turn against frontliner workers? Bakit? Kasi no, may mga dahilan kung bakit ito man nangyari or ano ba mga solusyon nito? So yun ang mga sinasabi ng mga some of the people, no, here all over the world naman ito, no, ang ating pandemic. So tingnan natin. Reports of health workers being attacked became news. Okay, so with many experiencing eviction, ridicule, and harassment. Okay, ano bang word natin dito na makikita? Okay, news with many experiencing eviction, ridicule. Okay, so meaning to say, siguro nagsalita yung mga tao pa sa kanila na hindi for goodness. Okay, so parang nasaktan sila, okay, and harassment for them. Okay, why is it? So tingnan natin yung dahilan. Instead, magpasalamat tayo sa kanila dahil they are heroes, no, of our country and all over the world. Okay. So being in the front line exposes them to immediate risks. So they've come to rely on each other. So meaning to say, frontliners, just like us teachers, so pareha sa aming teachers, so frontline kami kasi yung mga nasasalubong namin, yung mga tao, yung parents, iba't ibang tao. So meaning to say, just like the doctors, nurses, sila yung nagpapagaling sa mga may sakit, gaya ng nagka-COVID. So mas delikado para sa kanila, di ba? So, but when they find themselves alone at times, fear gets them and hits the hardest during end of shift. So meaning to say, kinakailangan na bigyan natin sila ng inspirasyon. So, instead na bigyan natin sila ng motivation, bigyan natin sila ng praises, bakit ginagawa ito? Kasi sila yung mga heroes na gumagawa para matugunan ang pangangailangan ng mga tao. At saka, mapagaling ang mga tao against sa pandemic or sa pandemyang ito, no, ng ating COVID-19. So, yan yung mga hinaing nila. Okay, with the number of cases increasing in the Philippines every day, di ba? So, kita naman natin yung increasing yung cases ng COVID-19. So, ang Department of Health says some 15,000 additional medical personnel are needed. So, meaning to say, marami na namang medical personnel ang kinakailangan, right? So, recently, the government enacted the Bayanihan to Heal as One Act, a law imposing support to health workers. So, meaning, meron tayong tinatawag na Bayanihan to Heal as One Act. So, meaning to say, as one people, as one nation. So, itong mga health workers natin, papahalagahan natin kasi sila yung mga heroes. Sila yung mga new heroes natin sa panahong ito. Right? Just like Rizal, just like Bonifacio, just like Abrela. So, yung mga doctors natin, yung mga nurses natin, yung mga medical workers, even mga teachers, yung mga police, yung mga soldiers, sila yung mga frontliners. So, papahalagahan natin, bigyan natin sila. Instead na bigyan natin sila ng magsalita kayo na hindi makasyadong nakakaunawa sa kanila na dapat i-praise natin sila, na dapat ipapahalaga natin kung anong ginagawa nila sa lipunan. So, ganyan ang gagawin natin na dapat we value the works of all the health workers. Okay. So now, out of that article, okay, sa article na yan, so anong masasabi natin ngayon? Meron tayong mga questions. So, what does the article say about the medical frontliner situation in the country? So, ano ba yung mga situation? What does the article, ano bang sinabi ng article in the country? Any comment ba sa ating mga viewers dyan? Okay, meron ba mga comment? Okay, since wala pa, no? So, sa mga nag-view, okay, please, guided, no, to our questions kasi ginagamit natin ngayon ang FEBOT 4A Calabarzon, English 9. So, makikita nyo dyan, what does the article say about the medical frontline situation in the country? So, the answer would be, the struggle of the health workers during COVID-19 outbreak. So, we must not discriminate them. So, we must not discriminate them. They are frontliners against COVID-19. So meaning to say, hindi natin sa discriminate kasi ito kasing COVID-19, so madali itong magkakalat. So just like yun, nasa bahay nyo ngayon, so dapat i-maintain natin yung health protocols. So no discrimination for them. So tingnan natin yung magandang side, no, na kanilang ginawa. Okay, so that is all about. So, what about number 2? How can the situation influence the Filipino medical frontliners? Oh, dito, meron daw. Okay. We're grateful to have you. Your efforts are beyond. Okay, thank you so much. Jake Mark Ricalde, Lemery Senior High School. Okay. So, how can the situation influence the Filipino medical frontliners? So, ano masasabi nyo dyan? The situation is, okay, the medical frontliners suffer from stress disorder and depression. So, even before the COVID-19 pandemic, health workers have already been experiencing shift fatigue. So, now the current outbreak has magnified it further. So meaning to say, yung mga nagtatrabaho sa atin, sa mga hospitals, sa mga clinics, or even sa mga establishments, gaya ng paaralan, or sa amang offices dyan, yung mga frontliners natin, na-stress na sila, disorder, even sa hindi pa nangyari itong pandemic, sa pagsisimula pa lang, so pag-defend pa lang natin para sa ikakaligtas ng lahat. Okay? So, number 3, how should this situation be addressed? So, paano ba natin ito may address? Okay? So, since na-feel ng ating mga frontliners, sasaktan sila sa mga kasi there's discrimination for them, okay? Kasi nilalayuan or tinitingnan ba na yung sa since sila yung nasa malapit no sa virus, kung titingnan natin kasi sila yung nagpapagaling sa taong may COVID-19. So hindi natin titingnan nga kung sa ganyan ang bagay. So atong sabto no, ato yung kanon kung unsa gid ilang mga nahatag sa ato, the value kay no other persons who will sacrifice for that but all of those doctors and nurses and soldiers, policemen, and also teachers. So papahalagahan natin ang kanilang ginawa. Okay, so ang atin lang siguro ay i-praise natin or mag bigla natin i-follow lang natin kung ano yung mga health protocols. So, we should prioritize protecting our health workers. Many people will die because our medical frontliners who could have saved lives are also battling. So, meaning to say, protect our health workers. So, bigyan natin sila ng value, the importance. So, sinacrifice nila ang kanilang buhay para sa lahat. So, yung medical frontliners ay mayroong malaking bagay na naiambag sa ating lipunan, okay? Na para matugunan yung mga pangangailangan, tsaka to those na infected yung sa COVID-19 ay ma-heal at tsaka yes, mabuhay no ng matiwasay. Okay, that's it. What or Filipino values can be gained from the given text? So, sinabi ko na kanina na merong article doon sa UNICEF. So, can be gained from the given text. Ano ba natin makukuha niyan? Okay. What we should not discriminate our health heroes for they are willing to sacrifice their own lives just to assure our health. So, meaning to say, the value of a Filipino people is to love one another, not to discriminate, okay, not giving them ridicules, not giving them harassment because they feel that way. So kung kayo daw ang nasa place nila, 'di ba? So mararamdaman niyo rin kung ano ba ang mga kahalagahan o naiambag sa lipunan. 'Di ba? Marami. So first and foremost, they prevent, they ask people or they help the people no keep away from that disease or maayo kung sa Bisaya pa, maayo sila sa ilahang mga sakit just like the pandemic COVID-19. Okay, so that's all for the UNICEF article no from frontliners. Now, in your module, nasa inyong module, nadira sa inyong module, no? So, that is learning task 6. Read the poem carefully, then answer the questions that follow. So, do this in your notebooks, okay? So, meron kayo dyang module, so dapat meron kayong notebook para sa mga answers. Okay? So, tingnan natin kung ano itong poem. Okay, the title is If We Must Die. Okay. Ano bang masabi nyo? If we must die. Oh, di ba yung die, kamatayan. Okay. Are you ready to die? All right. So, die is somewhat a word no that we cannot is express it all throughout, no? Are you ready to die? So, mean to say, If We Must Die by Claude McKay, 1889-1948. So I will read to you the poem. Sige ha? So makinig kayo mga bata, maminaw ta. Okay, sa poem. Okay. If we must die, let it not be like hogs, hunted and penned in an inglorious spot, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our accursed lot. If we must die, oh let us nobly die, so that our precious blood may not be shed in vain and in even monsters we defy. shall be constrained to honor as though dead? O kinsman, we must meet the common foe. Though far outnumbered, let us show us brave, and for their thousand blows, deal one death blow. What though before us lies the open grave? Like man will face the murderous, cowardly pack, pressed to the wall, dying but fighting back. Okay. So ano ba yung masasabi niyo sa poem? Kaya ang sa inyuhang nasabtan sa gihatag na poem ni Mackey 1889 to 1948 entitled If We Must Die. So tingnan natin ha, mayroon tayong mga analysis dyan. Okay? Now the question is, what do the first four lines establish? So the four lines establish here, if we must die, let it not be like hogs, hunted and penned in an inglorious spot, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our scared lot. Okay, anong ibig sabihin yan? So tignan natin. Okay? So since wala pang responses sa mga students natin, okay, tingnan natin yan mamaya. Alright? Kasi pwede ito nyo ma-review. Okay? So ano ba ibig sabihin yan? So the poem now, which talks about soldiers being in a difficult position, calls to take arms and not to die like animals being hunted. So meaning to say, they are calling for what? Freedom? Okay, what else? Talks about soul being difficult position, like to take arms, not to die like animals being hunted. So meaning to say, yung katatagan, yung bravery na sa kanila. Okay, ano pa? Okay, that is the poem all about, no? For the four lines, no, of the poem. Okay, again, the poem which talks about soldiers being a difficult position, calls to take arms and not to die like animals being hunted. So meaning to say, some of us, no, may mga sundalo, mga pulis, mga relatives natin, so ma-feel talaga natin kung ano ang sakripisyo na binibigay sa kanila, no, para lang ma-protectionan tayong lahat for security. Okay? Number 2, what message does the persona forward to his allies? Okay, what message? Ano bang message nito? Ipinahiwatig sa atin. Okay? That a soldier must not lose hope. Be brave and strong enough in fighting. So meaning to say, all of this, no, na ating binasa ng ating poem. So, ang soldier, ano ba yung soldier? Sundalo. Okay? May not lose hope. Huwag mawalan ng pag-asa. Dahil ba sa kasabihan, no? Habang may buhay, may pag-asa. Dahil sa kasabihan na yan. So dapat patatag at be brave and strong enough in fighting. Okay? So that's it for number 2. How does the persona describe his enemies? Sino ba mga enemies ng persona? Okay? Okay? Yung mga sundalo, sino ba ang kanilang mga enemies? Okay. Diba sinasabi na be brave, okay, and trust not to selves in order to get hope, okay. So the persona, kung sinasabi natin persona, ito yung tao, no, ito yung tao na first describes his enemies as vicious and vile. Okay? The persona relates his enemies to monsters that are cruel and cold-blooded, so mocking their victims and treating them as an animal. So meaning to say, ang persona ay yung taong nagsasalita or yung taong who are speaking for the content or in the story, no? So the persona relates his enemies to monsters. So sino ba itong mga monsters? Yung kalaban, no, ng mga sundalo. Okay, mocking their victims and treating them as animal. So dapat mawala talaga ipakita talaga natin yung ang peace at saka yung hope natin para sa bayan. Okay, mocking their victims and treating them as an animal. So tingnan natin yung kahalagahan, no, ng kanilang pagiging hero sa ating bansa. Okay? So that's it in the article or in the text, no? So according to the poet, how can one die nobly? Okay? According to the poet, sinong poet? Okay, yung author natin sa ating poem. Okay? The answer would be, one can die nobly by dying but fighting back. Diba? So the author is trying to convince the reader to keep fighting for whatever it is you want. He says that giving up and giving in to things without ever trying it to like dying like a hog. So meaning to say, di ba nakita natin dito yung linyang dying but fighting back. Okay? So kung tingnan natin yung mga sundalo, yung mga lumalaban para sa bayan, just like in the time of Andres Bonifacio, okay, Jose Rizal, okay? So, para makamit natin freedom at saka peace, no, in our country. And it also trying to convince the reader, kayo mga bata, okay, to keep fighting for whatever it is you want, okay? Fight for goodness, ha? So, kinahanglan, no, kung mo fight ta, dapat na pud sa tama na atong gina-fight, no, para pud kuanta nga we are satisfied, no, that we have. So he says that giving up and giving in to things without ever trying is like dying like a hog. So you try. So whatever you're aiming for, so you try for that. Just like soldiers, just like frontliners, so they're aiming for goodness, okay? So just like you students, if you are aiming for the better of your life, no, in schooling, no, to obtain and to attain your educational stand. So maningkamot lang jud ta. Okay? Paningkamutan nato na makalampos mo sa yung pag-eskwela. Okay? So, Filipinos are known for bravery, tama, okay? Optimism and resiliency. These important values are passed on from our ancestors to our present society. Sino ba itong mga ancestors? Itong mga kaliwat nato, okay? Kaliwat nato sa mga kanununuan pa ni adtong mga niaging mga panahon. Mga kalululuhan, kalulalulahan ninyo, okay? Yung mga ancestors natin until now the present contemporary and until 21st century, okay? In this volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, we also known as VOCA, okay? Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Okay? World. So, andito tayo sa world na ito. Okay? So, we are all reminded to uphold our positive values and be ready to face our own personal battles. Kung meron tayong mga battles, no? Just like, ano bang mga battles? Emotionally, physically, or mentally, kung ano iniisip natin mga battles. So, kinakailangan natin matugunan at saka ma-overcome ito. Okay? Just like in our society right now, where we are experiencing the COVID-19. So sila yung ating kalapit, hindi natin nakikita. Okay, hindi nakikita. So magpapasalamat tayo sa itong mga frontliners, just doctors, nurses, mga medical practitioners, mga workers, teachers, mga sundalo, police, and government officials, no, na nagbigay talaga ng pamamaraan kung paano tayo mailigtas, kung paano tayo mabigyan. Kasi meron na tayong vaccine ngayon. So, kinakailangan talaga na suportahan natin sila, no, sa pagbibigay ng suporta para din sila ay yung may feeling na magiging brave tsaka motivated sila sa kanilang ginagawa. Okay? Dahil meron silang mga inspirations in life. And we Filipinos are known to be lovers and to be kind and to be helpful and to be industrious as well, okay, for them. So, how can you be an advocate of positive values in this modern world? So, since andito na tayo sa modern world, 21st century, so paano nyo yan? Okay? Ma-advocate yung positive values. Okay? Di ba positive values ng ating mga Filipinos? Yun nga, sinabi ko na. Okay? Meron tayong hospitality. Okay? Being hospitable, kind, and masipag tayo. Okay? And also, ano pa ba? Mga positive values, religious. Okay? Ano pa ba? Supportive. So, supportive tayo mga kababayan, and we are proud of that because we are Filipinos. Okay? So, in your notebook now, create your own slogan advocating the unchanging values in the VOCA world. Okay? VOCA world. Ano yung VOCA world? So, tingnan natin. volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. Huwag kalimutan yang ano bang mga na-experience natin dito sa world na ito, okay? You may post your answers after our online tutorial in English 9 in the comment section na makikita natin sa ilalim ng video na ito. So pwede kayo mag-comment kung how can you be an advocate of positive values for that in the Filipinos. So dapat i-raise natin yung pagiging ano ba itong ridicule, para maging nag-isip ng masama, no? Isipin natin yung kapakanan ng lahat kasi yan yung mga values natin. So dapat hindi tayo backbite, no? Sa ating mga even sa ating mga frontliners o sa family natin. So kinakailangan or co-Filipinos. So kinakailangan tayo magtulungan even sa panahon ngayon nga nangangailangan tayo ng kaakibat ng help para sa ibang tao. So magbigay tayo ng tulong, magbigay tayo ng ano ba ito ibigay natin mga materials na pwede lang magamit, mapagkain, just like yung gobyerno natin nagbibigay ng pag-asa. Ano ba pag-asa? Nagbibigay sila ng pagkain, ayuda sa ating lahat, tsaka ni-remind tayo na observe health protocols always para maiwasan natin itong tinatawag na pandemic. So magiging healthy tayong lahat at saka maprotektahan din natin ang ating family kung saan man tayo. Okay? Kasi hindi natin nakikita ang ating kalaban. Yun ay yung mga COVID-19 na hindi pa sa ngayon natin na solusyon na, pero sa sa gobyerno na naghahanap na sila ng mga paraan or mga health workers just like sa ating pag-remind yung meron tayong health protocols tsaka yung vaccine na binibili natin sa ibang bansa na kung saan i-embrace natin kung ano or i-follow natin kung ano ang mga instructions nila para din yan sa ating kapakanan. So students, you may post your answers after our online tutorial in English 9 in comment section. So thank you so much Mary Jean Tadlas na nanonood ngayon ng Dumingag, Zamboanga del Sur. Rosa Fiti Musqueda is watching right now in Banlag Elementary School. Thank you so much for watching, and to all of you students and also the parents who are there, isa din sila sa mga frontliners kasi sila naghahanap ng pagkain natin, yung mga workers, kung sino ba yung nagtatrabaho, sila mga frontliners. So bigyan natin sila ng kahalagahan at suporta, okay? So huwag tayong mag-discriminate ng any person, any tao. Okay, tingnan natin yung positive side bibigay sila ng pag-asa sa ating buhay. So, yung theme natin sa araw na ito, meron tayong hope. Okay, hope yung pag-asa. So, next is respect one another. So, tinitingnan natin ang respect one another. So, hindi tayo nagdi-discriminate ng iba. Okay? And the importance and the value of being a person. Kasi yan naman talaga ang ating ipinapaalam at saka binibigyan ng katuturan para sa ibang tao. Okay? And being helpful. So, itong tinatawag natin na bayanihan spirit. Kasi yan yun. Yes, yan yung gusto kong ipahiwatig, yung banihan spirit natin ng mga Filipinos para sa ating bansa at saka para sa ating mga co-Filipinos sa ibang bansa din. Okay? Para naman maging masaya tayo at babalik din ang ating yung era na naging normal po ang ating pamumuhay ng bayan. So, thank you so much for that, respect each other's decision. Ayon nga kay Joseph De Leon, helping our family on our daily tasks. Tama ka, Joseph De Leon. Thank you. Okay, so ano bang school ito? Ano pa? Balite Sur Elementary School, Gerald and Joseph De Leon. Okay? Yun nga, tama. Yung respecting one another. So wag nating bigyan na maka-feel sila na they're discriminated. So, basta discriminated nga, kung naamo sa inyong eskwelahan, kung estudyante and then, kung i-discriminate mo sa inyong physical aspects, di ba, sakit sa inyo nga, sakit sa inyong pamati, Okay, pamati dyan mo. So, dapat i-advocate dyan nato ang respect to one another even sa ato ang mga differences, sa ato ang skills, everything sa ato ang aspect. So, respecting one another is very, very important. So, and for our decisions, no? Suportaan natin ang gobyerno, suportaan natin ang mga frontliners, suportaan natin ang mga teachers, sundalo, soldiers, yung mga workers na sa ating nasa mga offices, tsaka yung mga parents natin, yung mga kapatid natin na nagtatrabaho. So, embrace natin, tsaka pasalamatan natin sila. And being thankful for that is one way that we are sharing our love to one another. So, mapagmahal yung mga Filipino. Thank you. So, thank you for watching, yung mga nanonood ngayon. Thank you so much. Okay, so meron kayong mga email, so isend nyo na yung mga gusto niyo masabi, kung gusto ninyong paiwati, kung gusto niyo ma-expand pa yung mga experiences, or meron ba kayong mga questions, so pwede niyo email yan sa akin, ang jason.lichido@deped.gov.ph or in my Facebook, Jess Adonis Lichido, okay? So, dyan lang kayo punta for your queries, no, clarifications, and napapasalamat ako sa inyong oras sa pag-antabay po sa ating review nito sa ating English 9. So even this is English 9, gihubad na to siya sa Filipino or Tagalog or Bisaya, kay daghan na minaw po sa mga Bisaya. Okay, not only in Luzon, not only Visayas, but also in Mindanao, no? And also Filipino and or Tagalog. Okay, so once again, this is Tutor Jess, okay? I think, well, that ends our session for today. So, this has been your Tutor Jess for this subject, English 9 for junior high school. See you in the next episode, only here at ETULay program of Department of Education, Philippines. Leaving you this quote from Vivek Madlani: never stop learning because life never stops teaching. DepEd, mabuhay! Sulong edukalidad!
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETULay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETULay free online tutorial session sa Filipino. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETULay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!
Good day, this is Teacher Rowan. I'll be your guide in exploring Google Apps for Education, for teaching and learning. In Google for Education, teachers can connect and collaborate easily while staying on task. It gives teachers the freedom to spend more time personalizing the learning experience and less time managing it. Students can learn essential skills such as 21st century problem solving, which they can use it in their future careers. As such, the accessibility features will also help and assist every learner to do their best work. Google offers different useful applications that we can use to connect education to technology. This will help our teachers as a 21st century educators to innovate and find ways on how to make teaching and learning more exciting, engaging, effective, and flexible to the demands of the society. Let's re-explore the education experience by discovering new angles to create, collaborate, and communicate as one. Para sa bata, Para sa bayan at para sa guro. Ang pagkatuto huwag gawing komplikado. Sulong edukalidad.
Cognizant to the needs of our learners, parents, and teachers, the Department of Education provided us with powerful tools for productivity that will allow us to foster critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, communication and collaboration skills to be compassionate, responsible global citizens. Join us and discover new ideas in our series of professional development training program with the ICTS Edtech Unit and Microsoft Education Philippines. Together, we will equip our learners and empower our fellow educators for a dynamic future. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, at para sa guro. Sulong edukalidad.
Hello teachers, learners, and parents. Sir Jeff po, at your service. Alam nyo ba na meron tayong website na tinatawag na DepEd Commons? Ang DepEd Commons ay binuo upang gawing accessible ang pagtuturo at pag-aaral dito sa ating bansa gamit lamang ang inyong mga smart devices gaya ng cellphones, tablets, at computers. Dito ay maaari nating ma-access ang iba't ibang learning materials mula sa Department of Education. Meron itong mga interactive materials, electronic self-learning modules, at instructional video lessons mula sa DepEd TV na tiyak na makatutulong sa pag-aaral ng mga mag-aaral galing ka man sa public o private school. Walang problema dahil welcome ang lahat dito. Para ito sa mga guro, magulang at mga mag-aaral mula sa kinder hanggang grade 12, alternative learning system o ALS, at pati na rin ang special education. At huwag kang mag-alala dahil kahit walang load ay maaari mong ma-access ang mga learning materials. Tama! Libre ito. Ang kailangan mo lamang gawin ay i-on ang iyong data at buksan lamang ang iyong browser at i-type ang commons.deped.gov.ph. Alam na ba ng iyong mga kasamahang guro o mag-aral ang tungkol sa DepEd Commons? I-share mo na ang video na ito upang matuto rin sila kung paano gagamitin ang DepEd Commons sa mabilis at napakadaling paraan. Muli, ito po si Sir Jeff at kita-kits po tayo sa DepEd Commons. Paalam!
Magandang araw, Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETULay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETULay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICTS Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del B. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na Pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETULay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Teacher Wilma, airing through this ETULay program with our lesson in English 10, Quarter 2, Module 7 entitled Multimodal and Its Elements. But before moving onwards, let us have a review first on the lesson of last week lessons. Okay, so can you still remember, guys, what are the 5 multimedia elements? Okay, we have here. What is this? Okay, this is text, So it is the most common multimedia element. It expresses information to the viewers. Okay. Next is, okay, what is this? Can you still remember what is this? Okay, this is the image that catches the viewer's attention much more quickly than just plain old text. Okay, next we have, okay, what is this? Okay, this is audio element. Audio files are deployed using plug-in media players. The next one is we have the video. Yes, these are used to hold on the viewer's attention. And the last one is the animation. These are the most creative and fun multimedia element. Okay, so those are the 5 multimedia elements that was discussed last week. Okay, now learners, this module of which we are going to take now, you are expected to identify the elements of multimodal, transcode emojis into plain text word. Then, create instructional video in script for presentation using animated images. Okay. So, to measure your prior knowledge, let us have this pre-test. So, the direction goes like this. Choose the letter of the correct answer. So, are you now set with your cell phone to write the comment section? Okay, number 1, we have, what is the other term for pictures? A, illustration, B, still image, C, or image. Okay. Would you mind to send your comment? Okay, the answer is yes, still image. Okay, number 2. Facial expression is an example of A, spatial, B, gestural, C, audio. Okay, type, send. The answer is yes, gestural. Okay. Next, number 3. Line, shape, size, and symbols are sources of A, digital multimodal text, B, live multimodal text, C, visual multimodal text. Okay, type your answers. Hindi pa ako nakakita ng comment dito. Okay, so Roser Buzzer, C. Okay, let us try to check your answer. Yes, you are correct, Rose. Congratulations. Number 4. This element of multimodal text observes the vocabulary and grammar. A, linguistics. B, visual. C, spatial. Okay, the answer is type. Okay, still Rose. Okay, let us reveal the answer. Okay, it is linguistic. Okay, another try, Miss Rose. Next, number 5. This element of multimodal text uses color, images, and vector. Okay, we have letter A, oral, B, spatial, C, visual. Okay, type your answer in the comment section. Okay, let us reveal. So it is visual. Okay, nobody got the correct answer. Number 6, it is the movement of the body, the facial expression. A, gestural, B, spatial, C, oral. Okay. The answer is gestural. Okay, walang nakakuha pa. Okay, number 7. Animation, infographics, screencast, and ebook are examples of A, digital multimodal, B, print multimodal, C. Physical multimodal. Okay, what's your answer? The answer is digital modal. Okay, next. Number 8. Multimodal can be print. There is no choices. You have to guess it wisely, or digital. So what it would be? Okay, so it is physical. Number 9, language modes, like for example, listening, speaking, reading, writing, viewing, and videographing are often integrated in composing multimodal text. A, true. B, false. Okay, what's your answer? Okay, it is false. Okay. Number last. Emojis are considered as gestural and visual. A, true. B, false. Okay, what's your answer? So, Rose, your answer is correct. Congratulations, Rose. Okay. Now, let's move now to our lesson. What's in? Okay, it is all about communication. Communication is not only relaying messages through voice and letters. It also does not limit its purpose to written and verbal text. Now comes these different modes of communication came to existence, and they are called, can you guess? Okay, these are called multimodal. Okay. Now, multimodal text include picture books, textbooks, graphic, novels, comics, and posters. Okay. For the digital multimodal text such as film, animation, slideshows, e-posters, digital stories, and web pages. So we have also here the live multimodal text. An example of that is dance, then performance, and the oral storytelling. Okay, so these are some of the multimodal texts. Okay, let us have an activity. Okay, are you now set to answer? Prepare your comment box, type and then send your answer. Okay, the activity is picture movie interpretation. Give the proper meaning of interpretation of the given emojis. Like for example, this one. As you can see there is an illustration of a broken heart and what is this? A clock. Okay, that resembles time. Okay, so the answer for that is break time. Okay, let us now move to number 1. Okay, isip-isip. Ano yan? Anybody here? Try to answer po. You answered, Sir Jason. Okay, the answer is running late. Okay. Number 2, we have, yes, what is this? Okay, anybody wants to answer? Okay, we have, this is good luck. Okay, as you can see the symbol there, the hand is having your thumbs up and there is a leaf or a petal that resembles the luck. Okay, number 3. Okay, what's that? It's still time. And picture number 1 is resembling. So this is party time. Okay. Kindly type your answers at the comment box. Number 4. Okay. So the emoticon there is a bee and a face that has a zipper. Okay. What is this? Okay, this is be quiet. Okay, number 5. So still a hand, traffic light, and a face. So this is you go girl. Okay, the hand is pointing on you, and there is a traffic light resembling go and the girl. Okay, next. Am I still, Sir Jason? I am still here. Okay, number 6, we have here. Okay, an eyes, then you, and then pointing to the word soon. So what is it? So it is see you soon. Okay, number 7, still an illustration of bee, and there is a clock. So what is it? So it is be on time. Okay. Next, number 8. Okay, you can comment in your comment section and type the answer, send so that I can have recognize you. Okay, number 8. So that is it, the gestural, and then the animal, and then, okay, Sir Edward, you got the correct answer for number 8. Hopefully you have also answered. No monkey business. Okay, number 9. Yan. What is it? Okay, so number 9 is laughing out loud. Okay, number 10. Okay, there are 4 emojis or multimodal texts. Okay, so what is it? Ang hina talaga ng signal namin dito. Hindi ako maka-scroll, hindi ako mabasa yung mga answers. Okay, number 10 is call you today. Okay, so those are the picture of an multimodal texts. Okay, so what is it? We have the 5 moods. Okay, the first mood is the visual. Okay, the symbol has no alphabetic text and no sound. For example, the no guns, like for this one. So it is being barred. So the gun is being barred, so no gun. Okay, that is an example of visual. Okay, number 2. So those are the modes. Okay, we have here the gestural. This refers to the way movement is interpreted. Facial expressions, hand gestures, and body language. So, why is it? An example of this is face-to-face conversation, theater, then on the web, use of YouTube and other video players. So, those are the so-called gestural. Next is the oral or audio. This focus on a sound like music, sound effects, ambient noises, silence, tone of voice in spoken language, volume of sound, emphasis, and accent. An example of this is the President Rodrigo Roa Duterte's State of the Nation Address 2020. This speech exemplifies the oral mode. So that is an example of the oral and or audio. Okay, the next one is the linguistic or the alphabetic. This refers to written or spoken words, and this includes word choices, delivery of written or spoken text, organization of words, and then coherence of words and ideas. An example of this is, like for example, the research, most newspapers, those are linguistic. Most widely used mode because it can be both read and heard on both paper or audio. The linguistic mode is the best way to express details and list. Okay. Now, the last one is the spatial mode. Yan. The spatial mode, as name implies, refers to the arrangement of elements in space. It involves the organization of items and the physical closeness between people and objects. So as you can see the example there, this is a room with a bench for the students. Kapag mawala ng COVID, sana babalik na tayo sa normal, no? Okay. Now, so as I will summarize that one. So that is the linguistic. That includes vocabulary, structure, grammar of oral and written language. Then you have the visual, the color, the vectors, and viewpoint in still and moving images. Then we have the audio. It includes volume, pitch, and rhythm of music and sound effects. The gestural, the movement, facial expression, and body language. And the last one, the spatial, it proximity, direction, position of layout, organization of objects in space. Okay, now, what's more? Let us have another activity. The activity is called picture or image perception. Okay, the direction is to determine the type of modes using the pictures given. So what you will do is to answer or type in your comment boxes the word linguistics, visual, audio, gesture, or spatial, because those are the types of multimodal. Oh my God, something went wrong on my cell phone. Okay, what is this? Okay, it is spatial. Why? Because it considers the physical closeness between people. There are space being involved there. Number 2, what is this? Okay, there is a bar. So this is visual. Okay, why visual? Because the symbol has no alphabetic and text and no sound. Okay, so that is visual. I hope you had followed because my connection here is lost on the cell phone. Okay, number 3. What do you think? What do you think is the mode of this? Okay. Yes, this is linguistics. Why? Because there is an organization of words into sentences and then paragraphs, and it developed a coherence of words and ideas. So that is linguistics. Sabi ko nga kanina, itong mga newspapers are one of the examples of the linguistic modes of multimodals. Number 4. Okay. What do you think is the mode of this? Okay, you are right. This is gestural. Why? Because of his or her facial expressions. Okay. Number 5. We have here. What do you think is the mode of this? Yes, this is spatial. Why? Because the arrangement of the elements in space. Kung nakikita niyo mga elephant, they are having the space before each other. Next, number 6. Okay, still this is visual because of the symbol has no alphabetic text and no sound. Okay, number 8. I guess number 7, by the way. So, this is a research. So, this is, yes, linguistics. Why? Because of the vocabulary involved, the structure, grammar of oral, written language. Okay, that is linguistics. Number 8. Okay, as you can see, the movement or the movement of the hands of the girl. So this is gestural. Why? Because of the expression and the body language of the picture. Number 9. It considers the volume, the pitch, and the rhythm, and the music, and the sound effects. So this is Audio. Yes, this is audio. And number 10, yes, you have guessed. This is still audio. Why? Because the pitch and the rhythm, the music and the sound effects, it can be seen on the up, down movement of the audio. Yes, you got the correct answer? Okay, what I have learned. Let us try to apply what you have learned about the given emojis or the picture into a plain text. So that is now our next activity, the transcribing challenge. Okay. I will give the quiz, or shall we say the activity by paragraph. Okay, as you see there are emojis between the words. Okay, we have here, I will read to you, and then type all your answers. Like for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, no, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, you can type the 11 answers, then send. Okay. Okay, so COVID-19, a blank virus. In the last blank of the 2019, there had been reported a spillover of the virus from blank to blank in Wuhan blank. Since then, the entire blank was affected by the said blank, causing a lot of blank to be blank and blank, resulting to some blank. Okay. Let us try to answer. Okay. Now, so let us answer. COVID-19, a deadly virus. Okay. In the last quarter of 2019, there had been reported a spillover of the virus from animals to humans in Wuhan, China. Since then, the entire world was affected by the said virus, causing a lot of people to be sick and hospitalized, resulting to some deaths. Okay, o diba? Ang enjoy. Okay, paragraph number 2. So, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 answers. You are going to type on the comment boxes before you will send. Okay. By the blank of March, the blank spread to the different neighboring blank until it reached the blank part of the blank. Was one of the blank that was badly affected due to the blank of cases of blank affected by the corona blank reported. Okay. There are 11 emojis here, so you should also have to type your answer 11 before you will have to send. Okay. I hope you enjoy the lesson now. Okay, let us check. Okay. So, by the first week of March, the virus spread to the different neighboring countries until it reached the western part of the globe. Okay, America was one of the countries that was badly affected due to the increasing number of cases of patients affected by the coronavirus reported. Okay, next. Third paragraph. The World Health Organization declared a pandemic crisis resulting to the immobilization of the blank, where blank were forced to blank due to the blank ordered by the blank. A lot of blank to blank and lost their blank and blank. The blank decided that all people blank. Okay. Okay. Yes. The answer is yes. The World Health Organization declared a pandemic crisis resulting to the immobilization of the economy of the world, where establishments were forced to close due to the quarantine ordered by the government. This issue made a lot of people to suffer and lose their jobs and money. And then the Philippine government decided that all Filipino citizens are already required to strictly stay at home and avoid any physical contact with other people. Okay. And the last paragraph. Okay, I hope you have answered, will have answered this one. Okay. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 emojis or multimodal modes. Months later, all the Filipino blank were required to wear blank and practice proper blank in order to blank the spread of the blank. Okay. Still, my other connection is lost. Okay, let us answer. Months later, all the Filipino citizens were required to wear a mask and practice proper hygiene in order to minimize the spread of the virus. Okay. So I hope you have got all those emojis and understand what does symbolizes for. Okay, next, let us have the activity, what I can do. The activity is instructional video or making script. So I am just preparing this script writing. So what you will do is to write a script for a presentation using the images provided below to prevent the spread of COVID-19 virus. Okay, so here are the images. So we have there COVID-19. Then there is an emoji here avoiding. As you can see, there are 2 persons wearing a mask. And then the next one is the symbol of hand washing. Another one is a face wearing a mask. And then the next one is smileys. Okay, still they're wearing a mask with having a distance of 3 feet after or before the other. And the next one is the hug-free emoticons. So, yung hug is virtual only. Yeah. And the last picture is a gathering. So the same. Okay. So let us see what's the answer or some sample of this output. Okay. So tips to prevent the spread of coronavirus. So based on the images or the multimodal modes that is being given, probably you have come up this answer. Okay. A must to do in order to prevent from the deadly virus are the following. Wash your hands frequently, wear your face mask, maintain social distancing, adopt a hug-free environment, avoid contact with other, and refrain from crowds and gathering. Okay, so I hope you have got those answers. Okay. So, as we are now about to close the lesson, let me share to you this one. When life gets, what do you think is this? Okay. Tough. You cannot, what emoji is this? Yes, give up. And you must gather your, what is this? Okay, strength. And smile. Then keep, yes, praying and keep going. Okay. Thank you for your participation. Until next session, this is your ETULay tutor, Teacher Wilma, sharing these words, God reigns over us. Bye-bye. God bless. See you next meeting.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETULay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETULay free online tutorial session sa Filipino. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETULay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!